Today we are going to have a basic demo session of CCNA. So I hope all of you guys are aware about what is CCNA. I think that's why you guys are here. So in CCNA, we teach about computer networking. So you can check the CCNA syllabus in the Cisco's website or here in the networking's website. You will see what are the things that we'll be covering. So here, basically, the fundamentals of CCNA routing and switching we'll be covering. Few of the topics that are removed from the CCNA topic, but we have included a few of the routing and switching topic incorporated with the actual syllabus. Then networking fundamentals, network access, routing and switching protocols, wireless access points, IP services, and automation and programmability. And each of this in network components, what we are going to teach it's routers, layer 2 switches, servers. So if you have any confusion regarding what is the syllabus that we are going to follow, you can check on the website. So we'll be covering everything that is mentioned in the website. Also on the official syllabus, we'll be covering all of it. Then the main important part of doing any practical course is, of course, the practicals. Since we are doing this online, so we have a greatest advantage of having a software that is known as Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, so this is where we'll be doing almost all our labs. So this is an excellent tool if you are somebody who is new to networking, if you are somebody who want to explore how networking world works. So this is a golden tool that you can start having your hands on. Okay, why? Because of a few major factors. Okay, before going into any of it, can you tell me what is the definition of networking? Anyone out of here, can you tell me what is networking? Sometimes you guys are freshers, you will not have any idea. But in general English, what you uh, think of networking? You also have social networks, right? So any definition that you can give me for networking? Guys, anyone?
Sir,
Okay,
connection between two computers or any two devices.
exactly. Um, so networking is basically a connection between two or more devices. So it's not just you don't have to be specific about computers. You can be specific about any other things. It's basically the connection between two or more different things, and when information or data is exchanged between these nodes, you can call this as a network. That is why you call your LinkedIn network as a network, because you're connected and you're seeing other people's feed post. They're seeing your post, you're communicating with them, data is being exchanged between different networks. That is why you call that as your social network. So a computer network is um, a group of computer peripherals which are connected and which where the data transmission occurs. Okay, so here in computer network, in order to facilitate this network communication, we have multiple devices. Just wanted to know how many of you guys are actually freshers out here. Can you just give me a thumbs up that you are actually new to networking? I mean, you don't know anything about networking devices like hub, switch, router. Can you give me a confirmation in the chat? How many of you guys are actually new to this concepts? Okay, or at least you can tell me you are just a fresher. Uh, okay, don't worry, we'll be incorporating all those in our current topic, then only we'll be moving forward. Just wanted to see how many freshers are here. Okay, I hope all other people they have experience. Um, So in the initial 2 weeks of classes, we'll be covering all the basics step by step. Then only we'll be going in advanced form. So after 2 weeks, we'll be increasing the pace of the class after the first 2 weeks, uh, just to incorporate the advanced students also who are understanding with us. But the first 2 weeks of the classes, it is going to be slow. We will be covering the very basic things. Then we will be moving forward. Okay. So um, let's see how two computers are basically connected. Okay, so like I told in Packet Tracer, you can select end devices from here. You can build your own, start practicing your lab from here. So you can basically download the software for free. It's not a paid software. You need to have around 4 GB of RAM for the software. Okay, so I'm taking two PCs here and connecting between these two PCs. Basically, I have to assign one IP address, assigning one IP here, 192.168.10.1. This is just an IP address that you will see, like in your device also. There is, for the fundamental communication of networking devices, they take place using IP addresses. So now I have to make sure that I have connectivity to the other device. I can just use a command that is known as ping 192.168.10.2. You're getting the reply, which means you have connection. So how you can test it without building any lab? So you can just press CMD. So once you press CMD, you can type ping google.com. Okay. So basically you're just pinging to Google and seeing if you have connectivity or not. If you have internet, of course you will have connectivity. Now pinging another IP. So you can ping any public IP and see if you have connectivity to the IP or not. So which means I have connectivity to the devices. Okay. So how many of you guys actually know what is CCNA? Why do we have to learn CCNA? Why are you guys here? Is it because of a company mandate or is it because of your personal interest? Why are you pursuing this course, guys? This is a demo session, so we are not actually delving into the actual topics. So this is just to understand who is the crowd who is attending the class. Based on that only, we are preparing the curriculum after the initial first 2 days. So I just want to know, like, what background are you guys from? What is your motive? So what
Yeah,
are the
hi
things
sir.
that we should be incorporating? Yeah, hi.
Hi sir. Myself Guru,
Yeah,
and I'm still a student. I just completed my diploma in electronic communication engineering, and
okay.
I'm just here to get knowledge about this networking field, and I'm pursuing for cybersecurity field. So that's why I just want to complete this networking field first.
Okay. So networking and cybersecurity, those are two extremes.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
but it's always good to have a very basics of computer networking. I would always say when I used to teach CH long back. So it's just I used to state to my students that if you want to do CH, first start with CCNA. Why? Because it will give you a fundamental of networking. So why you should do CCNA is because you can see how two packets are moving, how communication is happening from one network to another network, what are the protocols that are involved. Once you know the network architecture, it's easy for you to understand the vulnerabilities that are in the different layers. So you will have a clear more understanding about what is OSI model, TCP/IP model, how networking devices works. Uh, but why I told it is going to be a different field is because mostly, apart from network pen testers, mostly all the people like they will be working with web applications, websites. But again, the protocols that you learned over here, which will going to be helpful.
Yeah, thanks a lot, sir.
Okay. Uh, my profile is industrial automation, so want to get into OT, cybersecurity field. Okay. Professional life or job opportunity. Artif, I think, Atash, I think you're a fresher. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. Um, since I think the majority, we don't have much majority compared to the other batches, but since the majority, they're fresh. Someone speaking to me. If not, please put on mute. Ankur, are you speaking to me? Okay. Fine. Guys, okay, some of you guys might have come from a different background. Personally, I've taught people from who have been having background in all the domains. So here, things are much very simple. So when we learn any technical course, things are much simple over here. So here, anybody can learn it if you just follow the procedures. So when we're building a lab, so with all the labs that are associated with it, what we used to do is that we will give a common SOPs. Okay. So in networking, once you learn your CCNA or CCNP, the most common job that you might be getting into a TAC or NOC. So when you're working as a TAC or a NOC, the common process that you have to encounter day to day is, so there is a customer side that you're supporting. So whenever there is an issue that happens on the customer side, they will give you an update and you will have to resolve it. Sometimes so you will have to resolve this over call. Sometimes you will have to resolve this over email. So here, what is your main advantage is that so you will have a complete idea of the topology. What is a topology? Which customers are having, and you are knowing exactly what happens in each leg. So if somebody is saying that there is a red light which is happening there in the switch, you can think of a possibility of an STP, and that will be also mentioned in the SOPs. So if a red light is happening, so if there is error, a layer 2 broadcast from how you can prevent it. If STP is happening, how you can prevent it. So all those information that will be mentioned in SOPs. For example, your customer might be calling and saying that they are not able to access internet. So there are basic steps that are there to troubleshoot. So whenever a customer is calling and telling you that they are not able to access their company website, first thing that you want to make sure is that whether you have internet connection. So you will ask the customer to ping to the default gateway. So if the default gateway is able to ping, they will ask to ping on any public IP. So if it's pinging, then there might be an issue with the BGP table. You'll be checking on that. So all of this is a step-by-step process. So before doing any of this, you might ask the customers to check the physical cables are connected there on the proper places. So you'll be given SOPs. So like here also, here after the 2 weeks, all our courses, it's completely practical. So in our practical classes, we'll be giving SOPs for all of you. Okay, so in this particular gateway, like when you're configuring a default gateway, what are the possible errors that you can get when you're configuring a static route, when you're configuring an OSPF route? So why you will get an error? Okay, so since we have been working with the topology, we know like where are the possible places that you will make an error. We'll be helping you to rectify it. Okay, now what exactly is CCNA? Okay, uh, how many of you guys know who is Cisco and what is basically CCNA course? Any definition of that you can give me? What is CCNA and what is Cisco? Anyone?
So CCNA is it's a company which is making computer networking devices. I mean networking like routers, switch, like something like that.
Okay, just the opposite, but you're somewhat right. Okay, so Cisco is a company who is a manufacturer of networking devices. Manufacturer of networking devices, as in they manufacture networking devices like routers, switches, firewalls. So, what are some of the common networking devices that you are using in your day-to-day life? Wi-Fi router, all of you guys are using, right? Yeah. And all of you guys, if you guys are working in your extender, if you are repeater, you're not using in today's scenarios. But I'm not sure about whether you are particularly using it. Uh, but yeah, so if you're working in office, you will be using routers, switches, firewalls, access points, wireless LAN controller, all those devices you will be using. Okay, Cisco is a company who manufacture networking devices. For the people who are freshers who have not idea what is this, so what is networking device? Networking device is a device which will help you to facilitate the network communication between two different nodes. Okay, for example, if I wanted to add one more PC over here, okay, so here this cable is basically connected on my network interface card. This cable is basically connected on my network interface card. So in behind CPU, there will be a port. We'll be connecting the cable on that particular port. So in all these devices, you will be having like mostly one network interface card. So if you wanted to add, if I want to connect this PC0 to PC2, I will have to either add one more network interface card, which is completely not practical, or I can introduce a device which I can connect all the devices. So I'm using a device that is known as switch. Okay, this is just a simple device that I'm using to connect. Okay, so right now I'm able to connect to all the devices with the help of something that is known as switch. So right now, what you have to understand is that networking device is a device which will help you to facilitate communication. Okay, for example, uh, here I have a different topology. Okay, here you can see I'm using PCs, I'm using routers. These are routers which I'm using, used over here. This is switch. I have PCs, routers, switches. If I wanted to configure one DHCP server, I may be using that also here. So, but I have multiple devices over here. What is networking device again? Networking device. So, for example, if I want to communicate between 10.1 to 30.1 PC. So, if I want to communicate something between 192.168.10.1 IP, that is PC1 to PC5, I will have to use the help of all these other networking devices, the switch, this router, also this switch to facilitate this communication. So Cisco is a manufacturer of networking devices who manufacture these devices. Right now, except the species, all the devices are actually manufactured by Cisco. This routers, switches. Okay. So there are other networking devices also. For example, if I wanted to add security, I'll be using a device that is known as firewall, which is used to filter packets. Okay, which is for the security purpose. That's all about networking devices. So the next class, when you're coming, if you're completely freshers, please find out about like at least 5 to 6 networking devices. And like I told, Cisco is one of the manufacturer who manufacture networking devices. So there are other vendors also who manufacture networking devices like Juniper, Aruba. They also have their own certification. Aruba has their own certification. They have their SD-WAN is trending right now. So they have their own certification. You can check on that also. Okay. So, but Cisco CCNA certification is considered as the highest certification in the industry because Cisco has been there in the industry for the long time and they have developed like few of the major protocols that are used even by the other vendors also. So Cisco is considered as the global leaders. Okay, but right now other companies they are also slowly pacing up. Even guys, is my sound low?
No, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Can I get a confirmation from one more person?
It's clear. It's clear.
Okay, thank you. Uh, Pawan, please check. No, not Pawan. Abhishek, CSE, please check. Okay. So other certification, they are also getting popularity. For example, Juniper certification, they are also getting popularity right now. But in Cisco's courses, first, okay, there are many other courses also before CCNA, but even for the last 5 years, people are not bothered about to take any other certification. First, they will start with CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. Then you will be learning about Cisco Certified Networking Professional. Then you will be learning about Cisco Certified Internet Networking Expert. So that is CCI. CCI is considered as the god of certification, which is the one of the hardest certification in the world. So there are like hardly 3% success rate for CCI exam. So it's once you clear the CCI exam, you will be getting a number which is globally valid. So just in case if you want to get a job anywhere in the world, if you are CCA certified, mostly you will have a 95% chance to get hired for that particular role because you are CCI. Okay, and so first your initial goal should be of CCNA. once you clear your CCNA, so there might be few people who will be working on data centers. So CCNP, when you're doing your CCNP, you can focus your networking studies specifically focus for data centers. If you're working with ISPs, you can work with that. Then if you're focusing on wireless, you can do your specialization in CCNP based on what is a particular domain that you're interested, whether you're interested in security, whether you're interested in service provider. Service provider is the person who is providing us the internet, and data centers are basically the data centers. If you're working in data center routing and switching also, you can do your specialization in CCNP regarding that. Okay. So that's all about the syllabus. That's all about the course. Okay, once you learn this course, since like you told, since this is not a mandate, most of you guys are looking for a learning purpose. I wouldn't recommend actually going for the exam. Why? Because in India, if you're especially in India, the certificate has lost its value in the certification wise. Okay, but it's a very important course to have. Okay, when you're going for an interview, mostly in India, what happens is that people are not actually so bothered about certification. So even if you're certified, I mean, the employers, they know that you will go to any extent to get a fake certificate or do any malpractices. So what happens in India is mostly uh, you will go to interview. Once you go to interview, they will see what are your skills. Then if they're impressed, they're going to hire you. And one of the major advantages of doing this course over here is because since they are making well qualified network engineers who are actually doing these topics, so they have tie up with companies. So in placements, if you are a fresher, the main struggle that you might have is to get land in your first job. So that will be actually done from the placement support. Okay. As Windows admin, CCNB is required as if you want to move to the cloud. Then, so if you want to move to cloud also, uh, you don't want to do your CCNB. Cloud is a different sector. For that, either you will have to see which cloud provider you are using. Is it AWS, Azure, or GCP? Based on that, you will have to do a course on that. Okay. So in cloud, it's only 25% networking. Okay, then you can write the exam. If you're planning to write the exam, please do write it. Data centers are the places that basically provides data center. Okay, so wherever your data is stored, you will be uh, getting this data there. Once again. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, I have a job lined up in January and certificate is mandatory for me. That's why I was going to prepare for the exam topics. Okay, so if you're preparing for exam topics, I can give you some practice questions. You can practice on that. Make sure that you have strong practice. You have one job in January, which means this is October. So by October, November, we'll be finishing the course. So at least by the end of December, you will be able to write the exam. I'm just being very straight and blunt over here because you will have to do at least 1 month full preparation to clear this exam. Why? Because this exam is really hard. Unless you are doing any other malpractice, so this exam is going to be really hard. So you will have to have a strong hands-on. So make sure that you're doing all the labs in time. You're submitting all the labs in time. Okay. So for the other people also, since this is a reputed company, so they will, since if you want to attend for placements and if you have to get any other supports, so mostly the feedbacks will be taken from the trainers. So what is very important is that you will have to submit your assignment. Submit your assignment as in like every day, like we'll be covering certain practical sessions. So you will have to maintain a file sessions of whatever labs that we are doing over here, and you will have to submit it. Based on that, you will be getting your course completion certificates. Since it's online, we just have to see how the participation is going and how much are you getting from us. regarding the course. What is a role of a network engineer in data center? Okay, before that, somebody asked, what is data center? Data center is a place where you will be storing your data there. So basically, like in enterprise networking. So for example, Amazon is having their own data centers, which they are storing the data, which are stored in the cloud. So they'll be storing it in their data center. So if you are giving a storage-based company, if you are offering storage-based services, you will be definitely having to use data. So this data has to move from one place to another. For example, the role of a network engineer with the help of a cloud engineer, what is that? So you are having an AWS account, you are storing some information, and okay, so you are accessing the information from your laptop, but where exactly the information is stored? The information might be stored in a data center. So in India, in Amazon, we have multiple data centers in India. So, but if the data was stored in some other places, there are countries that they don't have data centers. So, for example, if I'm using something from Ukraine, so I will be having a data center at some other part of the world. Okay. For that purpose, if I have to get my data, this data has to be, data is sitting in some other place. The data has to be uh, passed through a network and it should be able to reach me. That is what network engineers will be doing over there. So right now, Udit, you are attending this class. So you are getting the data in the form of bits, zeros and ones. Okay. So you are able to get the data because of the fact that you are connected to a network. Right. So like that, the data, whatever it should be there, it should be routed and switched to proper end devices. So that is what they'll be doing over there in data centers. Udit, is it clear?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, any other questions, guys? Any this course will be finished by November. So next Saturday is that we are starting our course. Okay. So normally we will take around 40 to 50 hours to finish a course, which means we have Saturdays and Sundays. Okay. How many hours I can take this class per day? So I would recommend minimum 3 hours per day. After the first 2 weeks, I would recommend to go. So first 2 weeks, 2 hours per day. That is Saturday, Sunday. 4 hours. So once the basics are set, we'll be jumping to 3 hours per day. That is the ideal scenario. If yes, I can finish this by the end of November. What works best for you? Normally, we used to take the session. I mean, other trainers they used to take the session for 2 hours, but I know since I don't want to break the flow of a class, so I normally take 3 hours per day. So if it's okay with you, can you give me a thumbs up, or else we'll be sticking back to 2 hours per day.
3 hours continuation class means we in middle we will miss some content, right? Somewhere we
No.
will miss it, right?
Anyway,
Not
there's a 15 minutes break.
you. We are listening, right? Ah, okay. If you give break and then if you give us some time to get it means it's
Okay,
okay, fine.
okay. So how this actually works is we might go to till 3.5 hours also. Why? Because after the fourth week, we'll be doing practicals, right? So we are not following a syllabus in which the trainers are doing some labs and we are asking the people to complete it. So uh, since the topics are explained practically, so after 2 hours or 2.5 hours, when I finish this topic, I'll be giving you the time to complete the lab from your side. Okay, so you will be starting the practice. So till 3 to 3.5 hours, I'll be staying back here. Okay, so if you complete your labs early, you can leave. At the third hour, you can leave. You can take a 15 minutes break. You can start your practicals. Then you can leave for the day. I mean, if you finish your lab early, you can leave early. But if you don't finish, maximum by mean. So since we are starting by 9, 10, 11, 12, 12:30, we will be so still 12:30. I'll be staying back here. So till 12:30, you have the time to finish that current day's lab, submit it, discuss it, finish the doubts. So that's how we are planning. So I don't think you'll be getting tired. But let's do a trial run on one day. If it's not working, we'll be cutting back to 2 hours per day. Is that okay with all of you?
Yes, okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
And how many of you guys over here you have experience who are already working in some networking field? Anyone?
I have already worked in networking, but related to like a security only, like DNS, load balancing, and then firewalls.
Okay, then why are you doing CCNA? Because I think you are already familiar with this topic.
No, maybe I am familiar, but as a fresher, I joined it. But before, I'm not having any knowledge about it. In a training session, they given about C embedded related to programming. But while
Mm.
coming to the project, they suddenly I am from the CS computer field, so they given networking. So suddenly I jumped to. I have just a practical knowledge, but technically, if any issue happen, I'm not able to explain to them how it is going by. It is not. It is not. It is not an issue with our network end. So I'm trying to explain. They are not able to understand sometimes. So just and that too, my manager asked me to get a certification. So that's why I'm doing it.
Okay, which company are you working for?
Now Wipro.
Okay, how many years of experience? 3.
Yes, 3.
Okay,
Wipro,
all
but
right.
I am working in a like a client location.
Okay, all right.
Project was different. Yeah.
Okay. So which load balancers you use mostly?
Altian
Okay,
and firewalls also Palo Alto.
okay.
Coming to the DNS, it's Infoplex.
But so you're saying that you know how Palo Alto firewalls works, right?
Yes. Certain range I know, but
I
not
mean,
having idea about like a certificate. Sometimes we will do certification upgrade, right? All those
yeah.
things I'm not having idea about.
Yeah, so if you understand like how basic packet filtering is working, then I think you're very good to go in the specific domain that you're already in. But it's
Mm.
better to have a knowledge about CCNA. Why? Because you can see the packet is forwarding.
Yes.
But the knowledge that you will be getting is not much beyond that what you already have. But what you will be getting is what are the basic essential that you should be having. But please keep the fact in mind that you already have a bit of superior knowledge
Oh,
than the actual
okay.
curriculum. Okay. Not working. As a server admin. Okay. Okay. Server admin, you are familiar with routers, switches, I'm sure of it. System administrator, same. Even I think Sharon, you might be also working with firewalls, routers, switches, firewalls, access points. You might be working. Yes.
No, just working on virtualization technology and server like 2016, 18, 2003, 2008.
Okay. How is that going? Harshit, basic configuration switches, zones, and firewalls. Okay. So, like I told guys, I think it's 50-50 experience and 50-50 freshers. So, first 2 weeks, we'll stick with the very basics. So, the first 2 weeks, please cooperate with me. So, there is pacing up that we'll be doing after the third week, which we'll be discussing with advanced topologies. So in that time, I expect you to, all of you guys who are freshers, you won't get to say that you're a fresher for a lot of time. Okay, so you will have to act up, suit up. So the 2 weeks of your time, whatever we are doing, you will have to put 100% of your effort so that you will be in the correct pace when we start with actual practicals. I have no experience in proper networking. Currently working as a voice or IP support engineer. Okay. Uh, yeah, even that will give you an added advantage. Okay, when the entry level jobs also that you're getting, that is also something which is similar to support roles that you are actually doing. Maleshwari, one more thing. What is your basic day-to-day work looks like? Just to give other people a perspective.
Day to
What?
day work, it's like a Day to day means I'm working for the BAU. So basically we will get the request to allow it to somewhere it is blocking. They are not able to access from AWS to on-prem to VCF, all those things. So we will verify everything and then we will allow it.
Okay. So
And
basically, for anybody who got actually confused, all you have to
coming
understand is,
to the
yeah,
DNS
yeah. Now, I'll take over from here. Okay.
resolution also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, like she already told, um, like when she was a fresher, she got into that particular job. Okay, but right now she's have given a basic training. Now she is able to handle it properly, like that. So why once you learn this particular course, CCNA, you might not be actually working in the certain domain. So this is how the entire networking stack look like. So once you have an idea, you might be moved to a different project. So once you're moved to a different project, so in every company there is something that is common, that is known as induction. So in the induction, so like Malaysia is doing, so Malaysia is having a basic SOP, I guess. So whenever a client is reporting that, so she was saying that when there's an issue with the cloud or when they're not able to access, when there's a blockage, so somebody will report to it and she's going to clear it. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're following a certain type of SOPs, which is going to help you to solve that particular issue, right?
Yes.
So there is a step-by-step process. So if you follow all the steps, there is no chance that you will
We
fail.
need to
You will
solve.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah. So same thing happens over here also. Why I'm telling this is especially for freshers. Okay. So like I told, every topology that we are building, so there are certain SOPs that are given to you. If you follow that SOPs, you will be finishing all the labs on time. You will not be making any mistakes. So you don't have to say after 2 weeks, I don't want people to say that I am coming from a different domain. No, you are also in the same domain. So here only one criteria that we need is common sense, which I'm sure all of you guys have it. Okay. So we wanted to discuss about the course, the syllabus, and a course basic overview. We discuss that. Then we discussed about the class timings. So next Saturday is when we are starting. That is on 19th. That is what is informed to me. So 19th we'll be starting at the normal. In first day for the first day of the class will be on 19th. This is just a demonstration to make you understand how the pacing and the class is going. So till 1920, we'll be taking 2 hours per day, 26 and 27 also 2 hours per day. Then once I'm sure that you guys are in the right pace, we'll be phasing it to 3 hours per day. And by the end of November, we'll be finishing the course. Okay. So any questions, any concerns, any doubts you can ask me
Yeah, hi
about
Jan, this is
anything.
Ram. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, Varun.
Yeah, hi Jan. Actually, I have worked as a security associate for past 2 years. I have 2 years
Okay.
in experience in security field, not in cyber security, only in physical security. So
Hmm.
previous company I have handling on guard server system, this kind of application. So in that camera viewing and report pulling. So apart from that, I'll uh, uh, I'll use a camera IPs to ping whether it's working or not. So that is the main task for me to report my senior officers daily. So I was not satisfied in this field, so that's why I am looking to jump another domain. Uh, so was it good? Is continuing in this field? I'm in CCNA or else any other security fields like cloud security or some other things.
Okay. So it's a good decision. Varun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a very good decision, Varun. Why?
Uh,
Because networking, okay, when you're dealing with CCNA, it's me. Actually, we are learning a lot of it. Okay. For example, like how protocols are working, how different things are working. It's really interesting. Uh, for one reason. And once you finish your networking, so if you are taking seriously this course, okay, at least for this next 6 months, so that if you could be able to do your CCNA and CCNP, normally you will get into a good for and freshers also the starting package is somewhere between like 7 to 10 LPA for freshers, if you finish your CCNP and if you have a strong knowledge, at least on one firewall, that is the standard package that the industry is offering. And based on your experience also, the hype will go on. And it's going to be an interesting field where you are actually troubleshooting, checking on different things, where you're currently keeping yourself updated. So it's one of the best thing that I would suggest. But in the long way, a little bit of programmability also, if you could pick up, that is going to be an added advantage, which will actually secure your career at least for the next 10 to 15 years. That is a strong thing, because currently AI is coming to every other places, but in terms of networking sector, it's currently slow. It's not that adaptive as any other field, whether it's related to programming or any other field. So AI is little slow over here. So the next 10 to 15 years of your time is actually good if you are actually doing your CCNA, CCNP, because you are actually working with customers. So they would prefer humans over
So is
there,
it
of course.
necessary to do a certification on CCNA, CCNP?
No, necessarily not. How many years
Okay,
of experience
actually,
you have?
2 years.
Okay. What I would recommend all of you
Uh,
guys is, once you finish CCNA syllabus from here, they will give you a course completion certificate. Okay. So course completion certificate is a certificate which is issued by networking. So which is stating that you completed your CCNA training on so and so date. Okay. So just update that post in LinkedIn, connect your trainer, networkings, Atul sir. So your post will also get pushed to their network. So LinkedIn is actually a very good platform to land into good jobs. So recruiters, they will also try to find you. Also, they have a placement support. If you are freshers, you can take a support or assist from the team. So certificate is not mandatory, knowledge is mandatory.
yeah, actually, I'm ready to put effort, but I don't know how to choose the domain. Uh, uh, Whether I'll go with CCNA or cloud security. I was confused, so that's why I'm expecting some
First, do your
guidance.
CCNA. First, do your
Okay.
CCNA. So there is a very important philosophy, statement or quote that I learned. Uh, Always, I mean, look at the first step, do one step at a time. Do one step at a time, as in, so first, focus on your current goal. Your focus should be but only on one place. If your focus is spread on multiple places, that the majority of the probability that have turned out is that you might not end up in the right place, or at any place you will be still roaming around the void. But if your focus is on one place, okay, this course is still November, right? Okay, so even for cloud security, networking is an important integral part. So till November, focus your attention on CCNA. So once you finish your focus on CCNA till November, you will be clear with CCNA, you will be clear with networking concepts. Then, if you wanted to do an extra certification on cloud, you can do. But after November only, you should start doing it. Okay, do one at a time.
Okay. I just expecting to get a job regarding this, so that's why I'm asking. I don't know what to do, so that's why.
I don't understand your last part.
No, I'm expecting to switch over this domain from a current domain to networking or cloud
Yeah.
domain. Uh, so that's why I just confused where to go and where to put effort on that.
In cloud, it's little more hard to get your entry level job unless you have experience or you have strong reference. It's little hard for you, or even
Okay.
if you don't have a cloud-based background, it's difficult for you to land in your first job.
Sorry, don't understand.
If you don't have your cloud certifications, I mean, even if you do have your cloud certification, it's very difficult to land in your first cloud job. If you're directly jumping, it will be difficult for you to land in your cloud job at the first place as a fresher.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but networking, it little more easier. For example, you can check on Amazon's website or Microsoft's website or Akamai or any other company, major companies. You can see the role of a cloud support engineer. In the cloud support engineer, all the skills that are actually mentioned is TCP, IP, DNS. Then they are mentioning about firewalls and all other top technologies that they have mentioned over there, which is not something which you will get
Right.
if you do your AWS.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the skills. For example, I'll take one profile out here. Cloud support engineer. Okay. 400 cloud support engineer jobs you will see sort of here. Okay, let's take an actual cloud support. Yeah, here also you will see networking. Here you will see Linux. Let's open that. I'm not looking for any other companies. These are product-based companies. Okay, so the mostly for all the cloud support roles, you will see engineer networking only. So here you can see networking. So here, okay, DNS is something that you will be learning over here. HTTP, TCP/IP, TLS, DNS security, load balancing, LNS lookup, trace route, intrusion detection. These are the things that you will be learning in your networking, not in cloud. Okay, so even in Linux, what are the skills that they are looking for? You see, again, SSH issues, MTR, routing protocols, you will not learn in cloud. You will only learn this in where CCNP, CC, NA, SSH, network monitoring, troubleshooting, LVM. Then you do need to have a basic AWS skills. So which you don't even have to do the certification also. You can directly apply for that job if you have your networking basics are strong. So once you have a bit of experience working in NOC, then I would suggest you to jump into cloud because as an entry level person, it's a little difficult to land into cloud at the first phase.
Okay,
Okay.
fine, understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Will Linux be also be part of CCNA or?
No, you have to
Okay.
do it yourself or take
Okay.
any other course, or there are tons of materials. I mean, Linux, for if you ask me, Linux is just like 20 hours of training maximum, where
No,
you can just
actually,
work
my doubt
on the
is like,
commands.
will Linux
We are
be
not
also
using
part of?
Linux in any part of the syllabus.
Okay, okay, okay.
Mhm. Okay, you already registered for CCNA, Palo Alto, MCSC, Azure 104, Azure 500. Could you please let me know this path is good? Okay, CCNA, Palo Alto is a very good thing. You're not doing CCNP after this, or you directly jumping to Palo Alto?
Oh, yes,
Mm,
directly to Palo Alto. Actually, they suggested me to, like,
yeah,
you are required
I
to.
think you're going for some cloud security profile,
Yes, yes,
security
yes.
engineer. Yeah, then
Yes.
this path is good.
Okay.
Are you fresher?
No, experience,
Okay,
John.
what is your experience?
As a server admin in TCS.
Okay, cool. I mean, that will actually back up your profile.
Yeah.
Hi, John. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Hi, who is
Yeah, it's
this?
Udit.
Hi, Udit.
Yeah. So I can see like there are lots of people who have experience in networking field. Somebody is working from Wipro, somebody is working for someone. So
Everybody
just let
is.
me tell you about myself. I don't have uh, the knowledge about the networking, so I'm just a fresher. I was working for the sales and marketing, and now I just want to change my career into networking field. So
Yeah.
just wanted to know like am I in the right place, because lots of guy I can hear they are not fresher, they are working for the networking field for 2 or 3 years or maybe different thing.
Okay. I'm not exaggerating this. I have taught a manager who is working for Cisco, who is having 10 years of experience, who was attending the same batch where a 12th grade pass out just attended. Okay, so both these persons they were attending on the same batches. It doesn't matter whether you are manager, senior manager, or you are fresher or experienced. The curriculum remains the same. Okay, then there are half of the people like who are completely new to networking. I'm repeating this again. So for this people, like if they don't have any fundamentals, I mean fundamentals as in like if I what I'm expecting is your 12th grade computer science or your 10th grade computer science, how what is PC, what is OSI model. If you don't have that knowledge, okay, the first I mean, first 4 days of our class, that is like 8 hours of our classes, we'll be discussing all the very basic topics in detail. That will be more than enough for you to attend this class, to pass this class. Okay, so again there are people like who are coming from Sanskrit background, economics background. To change their job profile, they have attended CCNA. Okay, so again the process remains the same. Okay, again the process remains the same as in, for example, uh, let me just explain this with a lab. Okay, so here, this is basically a lab topology for connecting between two. Do you know what is LAN, Ayush? Udit? No, not Ayush. Udit.
Y-
Do
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what is LAN?
yeah. I learned like before taking these classes, I was learning about the networking fundamentals. So I know about
Yeah,
what is OSI model. I know about switches and
yeah.
router, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, for example, so here we are basically, for example, you can imagine this to us as two different local area networks. So this local area network is connected to this local area network with the help of a router. Okay, so when you are building this lab, ideally you will be making two or three possible errors. First is the wrong IP configuration. That is something that you can check. Okay, then you'll be checking whether you have assigned the correct IPs on the interfaces, whether you misplaced the IP of one interface to another interface. So that will be mentioned in your troubleshooting steps. That will be mentioned. Then you can just click on here that you can just see what is the IP that is mentioned over here. Then there is something that is known as the default gateway, whether you have configured the default gateway. If yes, there is no chance that you will make errors. So this is just the first lab that is there for our syllabus. So default gateway, then we are doing the ping ICMB and all those concepts we are discussing with the same lab. So once you're done with that, even the experienced people, they are not even sure about like how R works, how MAC address table works, how much time it stays, how to make it more efficient. Even the experienced people, they are also not very sure about it. So you and them, they both will be learning this at the same time. Okay, so I think you will not be left out if you are trying to act up as in like taking the ownership. Okay, because your learning is your own responsibility. So teaching is my responsibility, which I'll be doing. So let me know if you have any doubt. You can stop me then and there. I'll be, I mean, even if I'm taking a topic, uh, I'll stop it then and there and I'll explain you before moving to any other further topics. But participation from your side, that is the most crucial part, because nobody can teach you, only you can teach yourself. So what we are telling, we are basically instructors who are letting you to figure out like how exactly you have to pace it up.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
One of my friend actually he suggested me. He took the training from I think from Atul sir, and now he's working for SCL. So he told me about he suggest me about the networking things for the basic knowledge about the CCNA and CCNP.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, you
and
should be doing it. Yeah.
yeah, and he said just try to learn from the packet level something he said about the packet, like how exactly switches work, how exactly router works. Okay.
Yeah, so that is the main advantage of using this software also. I mean, I think he told you packet tracer. So here in packet level also you can see. Okay, so when you're communicating between this PC to this PC, you can see what are the protocol. So if you're practicing this on a real device, you won't be able to see. So right now you can see that for communication purpose, there are two protocols that are used. One is ICMB, one is R. So if you click on ICMB, you can see what is the source IP, destination IP. You can see, so there's a 10.1 PC who is sending a packet to 20.1 PC, and this is an ICMP message. That is a type of the protocol that we're using, and the type field is mentioned as 8. So when you look at the type field, you know that this is a ICMP echo message.
So the thing is, like, I don't understand what is exactly, like, what is the purpose of protocol. The thing,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay, so protocol, what is protocol?
yeah, what is
What is
protocol and what
protocol? Oh,
Protocol
what is
is,
protocol?
I think it's some kind of rules or something.
Yeah, everywhere protocols remains the same. There is a protocol that you follow in office, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there is a protocol that you follow at your home if you're staying with your parents.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, so there are different protocols that you're following at different places. So when you're driving, you're following a certain protocol, right?
Right.
That's it. We didn't discuss anything apart from that. I was just saying, so in order to facilitate this communication, there was two protocols that was involved. So what is ICMP, what is R? So even if I ask any experienced person out here, they might not be able to answer it. Who was working for TCS? Varun, you are working, right?
John Ayush this side.
Okay. Okay. You were working for TCS?
Sorry, John?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Who
No,
was
I'm not
working for
part of
TCS?
TCS.
Okay. So no, somebody said they are working there. Okay. Do you know what is R?
R is kind of programming language, right?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, not to mock any of you guys. I'm just saying these are very fundamental things which people are missing. So Udit, you see, even experienced people like they also don't know. Like we all are in the same place. So whenever we find a new topology, we learn. Whenever we see a new protocol, we learn. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, I just want to learn
So is
from
there
the
anybody
beginning.
who is over here who is having experience who know what is R protocol? Anyone?
Address resolution protocol.
Exactly. Very good. And how it works? Okay, so we will discuss. So anyway, even if you don't know, even if you don't, you're ideally not supposed to know this. Why? Because we haven't taught it yet. Because this is a part of our syllabus, which is something we'll be discussing in CCNA syllabus. In CCNA syllabus, RP is a very important topic and very fundamental about networking. So we'll be, yep, Jaydev, your answer is absolutely right to map IP to MAC binding. That is what will IP to MAC address resolution works in layer 2. So we'll be doing over here. So out of this many people, only one person was able to answer it, right? So they might have some experience. So some other people like who have experience also, they are not familiar with it. Why? Because they haven't used it for a while. So even if since we also done like our 10th grade mathematics, there are 90% of the things that we are not using, right? So you will only use this if you have to use it. So in production or it's any other some places, if you have to use it, then only you will memorize it, and it's absolutely fine if you're not remembering it if you don't have to use it. So the moment that you will have to use it, you will start remembering all of it. So that's it from my side. Any other questions, any other eh, questions that you want to ask me, please do, or
Yeah.
else
Hi,
I
John.
will.
This is Ankur here.
I encore.
Yeah. Actually, I need to clarify that currently I'm working as a RAN engineer in Ericsson. It's like a telecom domain, having experience of more than 8 years. So I want to switch into the networking field as I feel that this RAN telecom domain is somewhat saturated because nothing new to learn, because same day I'm doing the same things, every time going to office and doing the same. So
I
that's why
understood it.
and not getting too much opportunity in this field. So I wanted to switch to the networking. So like if after doing the CCNA certification and all, will I able to join to companies, they will consider me as a fresher or experience?
They'll consider as a fresher. Okay, but there is a huge demand in wireless right now.
Okay.
There's a huge demand in wireless right now. You said you have experience in wireless, right?
Yes.
WAN. Okay.
Whereas that is
Uh,
not actually there's RAN engineers. I am doing the integration and commissioning of the Ericsson equipments like the BBUs and all that is which is installed at the tower end, BTS end. So
Okay.
that is something different. Yeah, I know that there's a in the telecom domain, if someone having experience in the protocols like the call test.
Bandwidths, you know about like the 4G band, 5G bands,
Yes,
all
yes.
those information that you will be having, right? So I think since you have experience in that particular field, so if you are major, once you do your CCNB, do a bit of wireless also. Then if you're looking for any job, I think then you will have a I mean, demand in the industry rather than just doing your CCNA once. But CCNA is important before you doing a wireless. In CCNA also we have basic wireless, but companies they'll be expecting more so that you can apply for manager level positions,
Okay.
and I think you'll be a good fit there, but it's up to you which domain that you wanted to choose. So
Uh,
in previously CCNA was known for like CCNA routing and switching, CCNA wireless,
Actually,
CCNA
I'm actually
security.
working for a MBNL project that is a ML is a client, UK based, as a telecom operator. So as a NOC engineer, I'm working. I'm supporting the field engineers out there for in UK.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, like a NOC engineer, my profile is like NOC engineer, but working as a RAN integration, not as a networking.
Okay. No issues, Ankur. I mean, just let me know which profile that you want to apply for. And if you are facing any difficulties, just reach out to me after the class. So if you are, if I think that you are actually good at it, so I can actually introduce you to my network.
Okay, John. Thanks.
Okay. You have around 10 years of experience, right?
Not 10 years, it's 9 years something.
Okay. All right. No issues.
John, actually, I didn't enroll the course for CCNA, and I also see this firewall combo of Palo Alto and Fortinet L5 Is this
Uh,
topic is coming under CCNA or else it is a separate course?
Pole vault is a separate topic that comes under firewall. Firewall is another networking device which is used to filter traffic. So CCNA, it's just CCNA. So CCNA syllabus, it's mentioned in the website. So CCNP is a separate course. Then there is Palo Alto firewall.
Okay, three are different,
Three are
different,
different.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
different courses.
so this is the basic I need to do, right? CCNA.
Yeah, CCNA is the basic.
Okay, is that necessary to do along with that CCNA with firewall?
So one course is at a time. One course at a time. Then you have to jump into the other course. For
Uh,
doing any other course, CCNA is the pillar stone to do any other course. If you know your CCNA good, you can do any other course.
okay, by only completing CCNA, then only we can
Yeah, you can
understand
enroll for any other
good
course. Yeah,
in firewall or CCNP.
yeah,
So after
exactly.
completing CCNP or firewall only, we can search for job or else.
After completing CCNA, you can apply for jobs. But if you enrolled for CCNP or any other course, I would recommend you to actually finish that course, then apply for any jobs. For example, like the CCNA entry level salaries, somewhere around like 4 to 4.5 or 4 to 6, depending on your performances. But for CCNP, if you, along with the firewall, if you're doing the entry level package, will somewhere between like 8 to 10 LPA. If you can really crack the interview, the package will be somewhere around between like 8 to 10 LPA. So after, okay, so this will, you will be finishing this in how many months? You'll be finishing this in 6 to 7 months. Okay, but if you are
Meaning three.
right after, if you're joining as a network engineer or a NOC engineer or a support engineer, just after, right after your CCNA, you'll be getting somewhere around like 4 LPA. So after 1 year, so during this working time and your course timing, you might find it difficult and you might finish this course in another 1 year. So another 1 year only you'll be able to jump a job. But if you are not able to complete it with the work pressure, what will happen? You will get a hardly 10 to 15% hike. So you will still be roaming around like somewhere between like 5 to 5.5 LPA. So I always tell this to everyone. So financial stability is the pillar stone of anything that is there in your life. So if you are financially stable, your mental health will be stable, your all of other things, family, friends, other social commitments, personal commitments, all of these things will manage with the financial stability. So it's your prime responsibility to make sure that you are financially stable and independent. So if you are, if you're getting your job after Palo Alto, like somewhere between like 8 to 10 as an entry level, that's a very good salary. So with 1 year of experience, if you with some added, so the company that you're getting into, they will pay for your certification. So most of the companies they do. So with 1 year, so around 2 years of time. So if you are finishing other certification, gaining more experience. So in networking, there is a huge exponential hike if you're working with security domain and if you're good at it. So from 8 to 10, you can actually jump to 17, 24, depending on how you are actually performing. So uh, you will be in good hands at that time rather than jumping a job right after CCNA. This is just one advice, but whatever works for you, that is the best scenario that you should be choosing.
Okay, basically by completing CCNA only we can jump to CCNP and
Yeah.
Palo
So
Alto
doing
environment.
any course, you will have to have your basics right. You will have to have your basics completed on time. So if you do your CCNA, you can jump into migrate into any other course. Okay. So CCNP is just a continuation of CCNA. So if you do your CCNA, you can do your CCNB, then you can jump into Palo Alto. So in CCNA, you are actually learning about how packet is moving. So what are the protocols that are involved? So if you're learning firewalls also, in that time, you will not get any confusion. But please don't do two courses at the same time. Kind recommendation.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. How are you? I am Atash.
Hi, Atash. I'm good. I
Yeah,
hope you are doing good too.
yeah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Okay, sir. Actually, as I mentioned before, I do have a job lined up in January, and my manager of current company is the same one. Yeah, we work with the networking. My company is basically in networking. So, what is the thing is for CCNA, I needed to clear the certification for the job and also the exam topics. I heard they are changing like every other time. So if we are doing this
Every
course,
one to
then
2 years of time, they're actually changing the syllabus. Okay, this is what I'm repeating. If it's not your company's mandate that you have to do your certification, please don't do it. And if your company is paying for your certification, please do it. So once you complete your course, you will get a course completion certificate from our company,
yeah,
Networkings. So that is also a highly recognized certificate in the industry because we are producing network engineers for a long time. Okay, so they know the quality of the students that they are coming. So if you are doing any master's course over here, you will be getting placement support also. So that is also which is an added advantage. So in any companies, what matters most is rather than certificate, it's your knowledge. So if you are able to answer a question, if you are able to explain to the interviewer properly, they are not actually bothered about certificates. So unless you are moving out from India, if you're not in India, I would still recommend you to take the certificate.
actually I am in sorry sir, I am in the Middle East. I'm in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, in Middle
So
East, the certification have huge demand. I think you should go for it.
yeah. So the company has offered me, they were saying that the job is just lined up. You need a certification, just get your CCNA and then you can study further, but as a network engineer. So that is your choice after that. But we require at least a certificate from you to, you know, get a position here in the company. So that's why I was aiming for it. And I've been studying the
Yeah,
channel, YouTube channel for
if
2 years.
you are finishing your labs on time, you'll be getting the course completion certificate. But we will have to give the management the proper feedbacks about your participation level also, which is
Yeah.
something I'm very particular about because we are also producing quality engineers, right? So just not to issue any certificates and not to downgrade our value, we won't be simply issuing certificates. We will have to get proper answers, proper things, feedbacks from your time. So a trainer will know like how much of a student is actually understanding. So your participation is very important. So if you're participating, if you're attending classes, if you're submitting your assignments, you'll be getting your certificates on time. Then mostly, till now, all of them they have got it. Every student they were participating it really good. So I don't think that is going to be an issue.
Yeah.
So once you clear it, you will get it. Then, if you are doing the
Okay.
official CCNA certification, what I would recommend is practice for 1 month. Okay. So I can give you some personal guidance if you're going for the CCNA exam. You can give you
Yeah.
some other guidance also. You can reach out to me the time when you are actually prepared. But one 30 to 45 days of timing is required, because this is one of the toughest exam in the beginning stage. It's the toughest exam, but please make sure that with practice there is nothing that you can crack.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay, I will, inshallah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. You too. Anyone else? Any other concerns?
Sir, actually, one more thing. Sorry. If we are doing our 3 hour class, which is like you just mentioned before, if we so how much time would we require more to practice throughout our day? Like, let's suppose we can add up more time to that, or do you think the 3 to 4 hours should be enough to study every day?
Daily just 30 to 40 minutes of practice. That's what I would recommend.
Ah, okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
If you, I mean, even the 1 hour lab, 2 hour lab, if you are paying attention for the first 8 days, okay, 8 days as in the first 3 weeks would be ideally good if you're paying attention, and if you're doing everything that we are asking you to do in the first 3 weeks, even the 1 hour lab, you can finish it in hardly 20 to 25 minutes. Because you won't go for the traditional approach of configuring these devices, and you will save a lot of time in troubleshooting also. Guys, anyone else? Any other questions, concerns? Okay, then that's it. I think I'm done for the day. I'll see you on next Saturday. Can I drop?
Tomorrow there is no class.
When I
So
okay,
guys, you'll
one
getting a
second.
communication through emails regarding the next class, whether it's tomorrow or next Saturday. Okay.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gaurav.
Thank you.